Today, we're gonna talk about 3 different ways that you can get new clients and start a profitable photography business in 2022. Now, these 3 ways are guaranteed to make you money. You just have to be willing to put in a little bit of work. Now, there are obviously some prerequisites to this, like A, you need a camera, and B, you need to know how to use it. But you don't even really have to be good at using it, meaning that as long as somebody out there finds your work good and they think that it's worth investing time into, you will definitely find new clients. Now, let's get into what these 3 ways of getting new clients are. That was a new intro, by the way, so if you guys liked it, then definitely drop a comment below. Now let's get into method number 1. Now this method is as old as time itself, and it's called cold calling. But I've kind of rebranded it to cold DMing. And this is the number 1 reason why it's still worth it to grow a following on Instagram, because you're able to DM any public account. Something that you can't do on TikTok. You both have to be following each other on TikTok to be able to DM them. But on Instagram, as long as the account is public, you can literally DM anybody. Now, this is purely a numbers game. So once you find a brand or a company that you want to work with, you want to send them a short DM, basically introducing yourself, providing a summary of the services that you want to offer, and ideally some work that they might be interested in. And now the key here is to make sure that the work is relevant. So for example, if you're messaging a shoe company, you don't want to be sending them photos of food. You want to send them photos of shoes or other apparel, something that they would really be interested in, and give them an idea of how you work. And at the end of that message, you basically just want to end off by saying, hey, if you guys are interested in continuing this conversation, then I would love to discuss this in more detail. Now, I quickly want to take this opportunity to set some realistic expectations. I'm not saying that if you follow this method and, for example, you decide to DM Nike, they will reply being like, yes, we would love to work with you. Depending on your following and your reach and who you message, some people may actually never reply. But I guarantee you, if you message at least 100 people on Instagram, somebody will reply. Now, that one person might not be interested in acquiring your services as a photographer, but they will reply. And if you message enough people, I guarantee you that you guys will definitely find clients that will help you make money through your photography business in 2022. Okay, so let's move on to method number 2, and this is referrals. Now, there's 2 ways to go about referrals, and the first one is not the way I personally do it, but I feel like it's worth mentioning. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but the first method is basically you do some work for free for a client or a friend, and the hope there is that they'll eventually refer you to somebody else that's looking for similar photography services that will eventually lead to some paid work. Now, that's definitely a way to go about it, but my personal preferential method, because we obviously want to get paid as creatives and photographers, the objective is to make money so we can go ahead and sustain our own lives and not just do work for free all the time. And that's to kind of make sure that everybody that you know knows what you're doing, meaning that they're aware that you're a photographer and there are services that you offer, or you're a filmmaker or whatever. Now, that doesn't mean that you want to cram this information down their throat all the times, but they should be aware. Your immediate circle and maybe your secondary circle should be aware of what you're doing, because I guarantee you at some point in their lives or someone they know, they will require some sort of photography services. So when that point comes, you want to be the first person that they think of. You want to be at the direct forefront of their mind, so when they're ready to go find a photographer, they think of you. And that is the number 1 way that referrals work, and will hopefully lead to you guys getting more paid work in 2022 as photographers. Make sure that everyone knows that you're a photographer. And finally, method number 3, and that's job boards. And this is one that I feel like is definitely not utilized enough, because there are a ton of job boards out there and websites where customers post what they require from either a photography or a filmmaking project, and photographers and filmmakers can go ahead and then apply on those job boards for those specific projects. So it's literally a list of available paid work. Now, I will say that a lot of this paid work is generally wedding related, people looking for wedding photographers or wedding videographers or filmmakers. filmmakers, but there's definitely enough of a variety of work out there where, depending on whatever you're interested in, whether that be product or fashion or whatever it is, then there should be some type of work out there for you. And there are a ton of websites out there like WeWork, Fiverr. There's a ton of job boards like Kijiji and Craigslist, and literally anything that you can think of. There's a lot of ways to search up opportunities to get paid for photography. So if you're really struggling to find work in your immediate circle, or no one on Instagram is maybe replying to you, and you're just having trouble generating leads, I definitely recommend that you guys check out job boards. You will definitely find some work that you'll be interested in, and that'll be in your niche. Now, before I let you guys go, I do have a bonus tip. And that bonus tip is Instagram is not your portfolio. So if a client asks you for a portfolio and a body of work that you've completed, or some examples of some work that they want to take a look at, it's not the most professional to always redirect them to Instagram. It's good to have a website or some kind of offline portfolio or some kind of portal that they can go to take a look at all of your work. Me personally, I keep my work on Squarespace, and no, this video is not sponsored by Squarespace, but I do have a video up on my channel that explains on how you guys can start a website on Squarespace in 2022 and get your portfolio up. So if that's something that interests you, I'll definitely leave a link up here somewhere for that video. And that's it for this video, guys. So hopefully those tips helped you, and if they did help you get your first photography client, then definitely comment below, because I would love to hear that I was able to help you guys in some way. But that's it for this video, and as always, if you learned something, then definitely smash that like button. It helps out the video a ton. If you guys enjoy these kind of tips, photography, filmmaking, all that stuff, then definitely subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Other than that, that's all for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and until then, keep creating.